Well, it was very exciting to be in Albuquerque with Sam. You know, he had a spectacular season. We had maybe some concern that how sharp and how ready would he be. He was well rested since he was unable to compete at the conference championship. We had to modify the training and do a couple things differently than what we'd normally like to do. But he went down there, and I know he was pretty nervous before that first race because he didn't know how he would respond, having been out of competition for nearly a month. But the training went well leading up to it, and he got on the line and had an amazing effort on day one with his 4:04, I think, .86 or 77, and managed to be the last guy into the finals. And if you watch that race, which you can see on ESPN3, I think, if you pull it up, the first section, it's amazing. He took it right to the line, he dove at the line, and he grabbed that spot. And at the time he did it, he didn't know if he was going to get in or not. And then the second section went very slow. They were moving at a pedestrian pace, and by the 800-meter mark, we knew that Sam was going to get in because they just couldn't close fast enough to take his spot. So that was very exciting, and then he was far more relaxed, I felt like, on day two of the final, and functioned well. He's one of, I think, 4 guys that had a sub-4 mile, if you convert that altitude adjustment of about 5.5 seconds. So he did 2 sub-4 miles up there in Albuquerque back-to-back. So just an amazing accomplishment, a physical accomplishment, fantastic. I knew he'd be competitive from the neck up. The guy's super tough. Didn't know how ready he'd be from the neck down with missing some work, but it was great to see him pick up our 6th All-American certificate. I think first-team All-American. He made the podium and finished in 7th place, and really he was only fractions out of 3rd and 4th place. I think 4:02 was the 3rd place mark, and 4:03 and 4:04 just a bunch of them crossing the line at once. So he's as good as any of those guys in the meet, pretty much. And so it's very, very exciting to see where he's come from and what he's done the last couple of years. I think is really important for our athletes to recognize, because he hasn't cornered the market on success. He proved anybody can do it. Just keep working. He does have some special talents, but very, very exciting, and we're looking forward to what he can do outdoor. Well, we did have a lot of champions when you factor in the relays and the number of people on those relays. A lot of people walked out of that MVC meet with a championship medal around their neck, and we proved that we could run in that league and compete at a high level and win. And that was our goal, and that's what we'll continue to strive to do. As far as outdoor, we're looking forward to this weekend. This meet means an awful lot to me, and sometimes people look at the early season meets as just going through the motions. I don't think we have any margin for error. We don't have a deep roster, and we've got a lot of youngsters, and with the weather, you never know what you're going to get later in the season with wind and heat and things of that nature. So if it's a good day, we need to take full advantage of it. We need to get marks on the board. We'll have athletes that really need to show us that they're ready to compete in some of the bigger meets. We've got some big meets down the road that require very specific marks just to get into, like the Mount Sac Invitational and Drake Relays, for instance. So our young people, they have to understand that this is a very, very important first step. Some of the long throws, I'm excited to get Allison out there and doing some of the long throws, the discus and things of that nature. It's really important. I know she's really excited and ready to go. Of course, we're not going to do any steeplechasing or any long distance races yet, but there are outdoor events, 4x100 relays and things that we haven't done, the 400 hurdles, the 110 hurdles for the men. And so there are things that we need to start working on and see where we're at. And so I'm looking forward to everyone getting out there and getting started. We'll take about 40 athletes, I think, maybe not much more than 40. Going to hold out some of our athletes that have been pushing hard for a number of weeks and give them a break, and they'll open up at Louisville the following weekend. So got a lot going on. Looking forward to kicking off the outdoor campaign.
Well, we had a really good indoor track meet at the MVC. A lot of guys stepped up. We had some really cool performances that were fun to watch, and I think we can carry that well through the outdoor, because that momentum just keeps rolling, and it snowballs, and it infects other people, and we start having fun, and races start going well, and once a couple people do that, other people see it, and then it starts to be really cool, and the team environment just kind of skyrockets. So I think a lot of people are excited to get outdoors, get some fresh air, and run around a bigger track. I think it'll be cool to see how we kind of stepped up and and hopefully we can do some cool things. And you know, it's early, so hopefully, you know, we just do what we've been doing and keep working hard and training, and we have a good showing there, and we can just use that to start the season off right and go on to some other big meets and keep getting better. So.